If you have ever been to the university or any tertiary institution, or you are a continuing student, or you have had the opportunity to be around someone, maybe your elder brother or your junior sister, who got admission into any tertiary institution, but more specifically into any of the universities we have in our country or anywhere in the world, then you would bear with me that at least from the time you had that mail, that confirmation mail or SMS, that at least you have gained admission, you have been selected, you are very fortunate to be amongst those people who would be in the university that particular year, then you would agree that you met a particular advisory board from home even before getting to the campus of that institution. Yes, that is it. And that is what keeps happening, and it will keep repeating itself and never going to stop. This becomes worse even when you are from a typical village. Yes, you feel the strength, the potency of this advisory board, or you feel their population or the series of advice they would give when you are from a typical village, or you are the first in your family to gain admission into the university. Beloved, no one will be sent to the market and then he would be asked to come and sit, and a group of people will sit around him or her, and a series of advice will be flowing from the elderly to him or her. No, it is not done that way. No one will be sent to Accra or even to the northern region, and a particular group of people, including his or her parents and some elderly people in the family, even the Ebusia Penny would sit that person around and begin to advise that person. No, it is not done that way. We hardly see that. But why university education? Why tertiary education? Is it technical universities? Is it nursing? Is it teachers training? Whichever of these tertiary, yes, you would have a feel of what I'm talking about. But the question is, why these institutions? Beloved, we welcome you to Spotlight on the Word, and we thank God for we being alive, and we thank you so much for your constant follow, because you do so well in sharing our materials and our sermons and all that we bring around. We are doing this together with you, and you are playing your part so well. God richly bless you. This is the sermon series of Spotlight on the Word, and today our sermon centers around the freshmen in the university. It has not been long ago when the government of Ghana brought an information that all students are returning back to school, and that was a good news to most of us, and to some of us too it was a bad news actually. But whatever being the case, we are all back to school, and because of our sermon this morning, we congratulate all our freshmen who were able to make it. You see, millions of people bought these forms of these universities, these tertiary institutions, but God being so good, you were selected. That is favor. That is the grace of God. It is not because you had the best grade, no, but it is by the grace of the Most High God. So we congratulate you. Congratulations on your admission and on your entry into the university or whichever tertiary institution you find yourself in. If you listen to our introductory message, what you want to stress upon is that the reason why you would face such a strong advisory board, even from home, before getting to the campus of the university, is about the dangers that is associated with university education. Yes, it is known worldwide that university education comes with its own challenges and is very dangerous to the fresh people around. Gone are the days when university were about matured people. Someone who goes to the university and that person will already be having like 4 kids, married for like 10 years, being a worker. Today, when you go to our universities, you see young people, even as young as 17 years, as young as 16 years, then that person is in the university. That is our university for us today. That is the way our tertiary institutions, that is how they look like today. Yes. But whatever being the case, we are not going on to that. That is another story for another discussion, another day. But today, we want to look at our freshmen in our universities. Beloved, That is the main reason why we need to listen and listen carefully and share to other people, because it is very dangerous. And our parents, our elderly people in the house, they know this because they hear in the news, they hear from people, they know some friends and other people's case who have gone to the university, and unfortunately they couldn't come out successfully. Unfortunately, not only did they end up as school dropouts or coming out with a discouraged certificate, but then they lost their lives. They were not proper human beings as they went. That is the saddest part of it. No, should you come out from the university with a fail, with a, should I say, disgrace certificate? That is normal. But then it becomes worse and so painful when that person cannot come out or do not come out from the university as normal as that person went. That is where the problem lies, and that is what makes university education so dangerous. But notwithstanding, there are great importance of university education. University education has a lot of importance, and one of the importance of university education is to help us gain knowledge. Knowledge is taught at the university or at the tertiary level, but it is sad to say that not every university student has wisdom. There is a larger difference between wisdom and between knowledge. Yes, knowledge is just acquiring that when you say you have knowledge or you are knowledgeable, it is acquiring knowledge, acquiring a lot of information about a lot of things, how to do this, how to do that. But when you talk about wisdom, wisdom is actually knowledge in practice, the application of the knowledge you gained. That is what tells the world whether you are wise or not. So, like I said, there are a lot of people graduate from the university who are knowledgeable, but they are never wise. No. When you talk of wisdom, we can't associate them with wisdom, but then with knowledge. That one they have it because they were taught at the university. So Ghana has a lot of knowledgeable people, but the question about whether Ghana has a lot of wise people, I would leave that question to you. Look at the people around you, look at the way you yourself you do things, and think about it and answer for yourself if you are wise or you are just knowledgeable. Beloved, we are all looking to the point of where we would look at ourselves and talk to ourselves that, oh, after all, because of this and this and that, a lot of people, 70%, 80%, 90% of the Ghanaian population is wise. We can look at ourselves and tell ourselves that we are wise people. Just look at the way we live around. Look at the way we live around. Just board a car and step on the road that you are going just for a short distance, and you see human beings. I mean, my fellow Ghanaians just littering around. They are in a car, they will drink and they will leave it beside the road. And that talks about how wise we are. There are a lot of things that speak about whether we are wise or not. Look at the way we conduct ourselves. Since you got to that campus, Mr. Freshman, Madam Fresh Lady, look at the way people conduct themselves. Some of us, we got to campus and we marvel the first week you got there. Some of us, we got to campus and just a short distance, short ride. If you are in KNUST, just a short distance from Continental Hostel to Katanga Hostel, someone can charge you like 50 cedis for that. Will tell you, oh, it is so far. So get in and let's go. You get there and the person will be charging you like 50 cedis just because you are ignorant, just because you don't know. And that is how far we are. And that is the kind of wisdom we have. That is the kind of people we have in our country. Yes. And is this thing wisdom? Is this thing called wisdom? Just the smartest way of maneuvering your way to take something unlawfully from a friend. That is what we do best in our country. Cheating people and seizing goods from people, what we call smartness. Beloved, I believe you know that as Christians, we do not see this thing to be smart, but then to be the other way around. And that is why we are having this sermon today, that let us take note of these things. Because if we do not take care, the dangers associated with university education is going to grab us. Yes, Comparing the way of life of a university student to a non-university student, you would get to know that yes, indeed, the university student has knowledge on a lot of things. Yes, that is the general norm. It is accepted. It is of no doubt that when you take a university student or a graduate and you take an illiterate, someone who has not been to the university, some of them, most of the times, or some of the times, you would see that some of the people who have not even been to the university, they are wise, they are knowledgeable than those who have been to the university. Yes, but generally it is not so. Generally, we accept that people from the university have a lot of knowledge. That is what we generally know. And that is how I come and telling you that university education, it helps us to gain knowledge. Give these people or make a test. Just try something out. Try taking these two people, one from the university and one who has never been to the university. Try taking them to a restaurant, a renowned restaurant. You will see the difference. That is what I'm talking about. That someone who has gained a university education has knowledge, and the other person does not have knowledge. And this is something you can try. Try giving them money to shop for themselves and invite them for a program. And you will see the kind of dressing uh, they would put on to the program. If you don't take care, you would actually be disgraced. And that is the knowledge we are talking about. All these things are taught. How to even sit and eat, how to put on attire, how to dress for occasions. These are all knowledge. Or the higher grade of it, knowledge about a lot of powerful machines, knowledge about our economy, knowledge about health, knowledge about our telecommunication systems. These are all knowledge that is being taught at the university. And when you try it practically, you get to understand that a university student has knowledge. So our freshmen who are going to the university, our freshmen who are in the university as we speak, it is a platform for you to gain knowledge. But whether you are going to gain that knowledge depends on you. Because the lecture can come in, lecture, and go. It is up to you to absorb it and to assimilate it. That is your work. That is why I said that there are a lot of people from the university, but they do not have knowledge. Comparing them with people who have not been to the university, you will see that there is a clear-cut difference, that this person actually went to the university but didn't do anything because he doesn't even have knowledge on the course he was trained upon. Beloved, we are admonishing ourselves, especially with our freshmen in the university. And one thing we are saying that is an importance of university education is that university education helps us to gain knowledge. University education helps us that in such a way that it makes us more structured. We live a more structured life and we have a strong sense of responsibility. So you live with someone who has been educated at university, or you just attend a program with that person and you will see that that person has a more structured life as compared to someone, an illiterate or someone who has not gained a tertiary education. You will get to know that. You will see the strong sense of responsibility that the university student will exhibit. Go to places around, go to the bank, go to the hospitals, go to any other place and try to study human behavior and compare these two people, someone who has been to the university or in the university and someone who has not been to the university. You will see the clear-cut difference. The more structured life that will be exhibited by someone who has been to the university, and that sense of responsibility that would be exhibited by this person. Beloved, what we are saying is that it is of no doubt that university education helps us to gain knowledge. Another importance is that it allows us to pursue a career that interests and inspires us. So, as you are in the university, you are there to gain knowledge, and when you come out of the university, you can pursue just any career that inspires you, and that you have interest in, you have passion for. And this is only a good graduate, someone who took his education serious and comes out of the university. This is the only person in our society who can actually select the kind of work he wants, the kind of work he has interest in, not just any ordinary person. When you go there and you live your life just anyhow and comes out just with any other certificate, then you would be forced. Your employment, your career would be dictated upon. Beloved, We have seen a lot of people who work at the place and they just quit the work themselves and comes out of the work just because they don't like it. They don't like certain things that is going on, and it has been failed to be addressed by the authorities. Then that person quits. Yes, he doesn't fear because job security is at his fingertips. He doesn't fear of securing another job because he's a hard-working graduate. His certificate shows that yes, this is a productive person. That every company that is in line with his kind of knowledge would seek in his business. So that person has a strong job security background. No, he doesn't fear quitting a job. And that is what you are talking about. And this must be someone with a good background, and that comes from the university. Someone who has attended school, who has been educated, and who is out successfully. This is the person we are talking about. Beloved, university is just a universal place. And one importance of it, as we have said, is that it helps us to gain knowledge. And the other thing is that it allows us to pursue a career of interest, or that interests us. As a freshman, if you are a freshman and you are listening to our program, then we advise you to take your education serious, because if you don't take care, you would come out and all what you want to do, your job, career, everything would be dictated upon, because you don't have any option, you don't have any choice, because looking at your certificate, you didn't even perform. You didn't perform. You are just like someone who didn't even attend a tertiary institution. Only that you have that certificate from that renowned institution, but then the knowledge, the wisdom you exhibit is below standard. That is not what we are advising this day. No, but then we are advising you to take your education so serious, so that when you come out, you can dictate what you want to do. You can actually be the boss of yourself. You can feel free to say that, no, I don't like this job, I like this, and you would go for it. You would be giving, not through any foul means, but then through a legal means, because of your certificate. And that is a good graduate you are talking about. You can be a good graduate, Mr. Freshman, Madam Fresh Lady. You can be a good graduate by taking your studies serious today. That is what other people did. There were a lot of graduates around. And when they got into the university, they never joked. They took the education serious, and today they are hotcakes. They are hotcakes in their field. Yes, people need them. So they quit this job, and the next day they are in this job, a better one, of course. And that is what we are pleading, that as a fresh graduate, you just entered. You just entered. Just listen to us. Listen to the advice you were given from your parents, from the early people who met you before coming. I'm sure the night before you went to the university, you didn't sleep early. And that wasn't because you were shopping. It was because you were taking advice. And that is good. Apply them. Use them. You were told to learn hard, to study hard, to be careful of your friends, and a whole lot of other things. Use them. Don't forget them. Some people forgot them, and where they are now, they can't boast of it. Beloved, another importance of university education is that it helps us to engage ourselves in civic activities. We have a high sense of civic involvement. People who have university education, this, I'm telling you that it is not all people, but most of them, most of the people in our communities who involve themselves in civic activities are people who have university education. They give back to the community, and that is what we mean. In any project, whenever they hear people, whether in need, seeking for this, that, they try to involve themselves in all these civic activities. Beloved, another importance of university education is that it broadens our thinking capacity. Have you ever been in an institution with a very educated man, someone who has gone to the university, at least even done his master's, in fact, gone to the point of doing his doctorate? How do you feel? Compare that person with someone who has no background in education, who has no university education background. How do you feel? Weigh their suggestions when it's time for us to contribute. Weigh their contributions, and you will see the broad way, the broad thinking capacity, the cognitive level of that person has. Oh, come on! He has a wider sense of thinking. That person actually can bring about things that will help. So he drops a suggestion, and straight out, the chairman grabs it and appreciate that suggestion. Compare that with someone who has no university education. I would like to state again, but this is a general thing, but there are exceptions. There are a lot of successful businessmen who would have been more successful had they had university education. Had they studied, they would have been more successful. Some people will be quick to say, what about Steve Jobs? What about this? What about that? What about that? Beloved, the best news we have about these people is that they were school dropouts, they were this, they were this, they were this. But a typical example, like you said, Steve Jobs. Go and study about Steve Jobs very well. This man dropped out of school at the university and he didn't quit. He went further, beloved. So don't think about Steve Jobs, whether you were a dropout, so you want to be a dropout, or you want to say that whether you're a dropout or not, you can make it. It is true, you can make it. But if you heard me right, I'm saying that these people would have been more successful. Steve Jobs was a university student when he dropped out. And even with that, he went further. He didn't just drop out and go to the house to sit. No, he was still on the compound. He was still on the university campus, just trying to learn. That was Steve Jobs. Beloved, you can't compare a dropout in our African countries to a dropout in these European countries. No, you can't compare a dropout on the streets and a dropout who always stays on the university campus to learn new things, even outside the lecture. No, we are talking about university education. Beloved, education or university education has a great impact on us. We have a lot of products from the university. We have a lot of career men. When you go into the health sector, you can see a whole big hospital, a regional hospital. And when you want to count the number of neurologists they have, you wouldn't even get a permanent one. Just one, you wouldn't get. You would get someone who rotates. He goes to this. I'm talking about regional hospital. This person gained this knowledge from the university and nowhere else. Beloved. And that is the product of university education. So most of us, we go to the hospital, they tell us that, oh, the doctor is coming. Where is he coming from? The doctor is coming for hours, days. You would still be waiting for the doctor. Oh, that is the product of university education. That is how important university education is. Mr. Freshman, Madam Freshwoman, I encourage you to study and to take your university education so serious. And I know that one day you would realize that, yes, it did you more good than harm. Beloved, go to the hospital and how many renowned dentists can you count? Even our renowned health institutions, Konfuanochi, Kolebu, how many? You count on them and you cannot count even 5 of them. So you go here, they'll tell you that the dentist is not around. So that is the reason why they have made days for them. Why should a doctor be there on Monday and not be there on Wednesday? Why should only Wednesdays be a day or be the day for people who have, let's say, circulatory problems? Why should Wednesday be the only days for people who have breast issues? Why should Fridays be the only days for people who have urinary infections or urinary problems? This is because the number of professionals in these fields, they are very, very low in our country. And they were trained in the university. Probably you have gained admission and you are going to be trained as a medical doctor in the next 7 or 8 years. Beloved, take this education serious, and I tell you the truth that you will come out as a specialist. You will come out as a hot cake in this country and even to serve the whole Africa and the whole world. Beloved, go into our telecommunication engineering aspects. How many telecommunication engineers can you count in this country? Most of them, we bring them from outside to come and help us. They gain this knowledge from the university, and these are products of the university that I'm sharing with you. If you don't know, the university has a lot of people that it has produced, a lot of businessmen in this country, a lot of health personnel in this country, a lot of people who are working as engineers, a lot of people who are working as agriculturists, a lot of people who are serving various roles in this country and even outside the world. Beloved, let us move to another point as I tell you that there is a lot of joy in the university. Mr. Freshman, There are a lot of joyful moments in the university. Come to think of the number of freedoms we have in the university. And the number one freedom I will tell you about the university is that there is the freedom of everything in the university. Yes, freedom of everything in the university. Those who just came from SHS will understand this better. No, you are not going to hear things like it is prep time, it is siesta time. Like when you are not there, you will be punished, especially when you are a junior. No, there is nothing like siesta time or prep time in the university. No, and that is a freedom. You can move around anywhere. You can decide to study or not. You can just do anything in the university. That is the freedom of everything that I'm discussing with you. As a freedom, one of the greatest freedoms in the university. No compulsory dining. No. Why should you force me to eat? You can decide to eat or not. You can decide to stay and go hungry for 7 days in the university. No one will complain. Yes. No uniform except for special reasons that a few people have uniforms in the university. And yes, idea, your PBI, you can wear it. You can just wear anything. Go to the university and see the number of dresses or the kinds of dresses people put on. Some of them you would marvel. Yes, you would marvel. And that is another point that will tell you that wisdom is not only in the university. There are a lot of university people who do not have wisdom. That is the truth. You can see that just by their dressing. Brother, and you yes, and that is to tell you that a lot of people are in the university, but they do not have wisdom. They only have knowledge. Yes, knowledge. They are being taught knowledge, but to apply it, they do not have. There are other freedoms like that thing you hear, don't bring phones to the school. It is not in the university. You can take phones even to the lecture hall. Yes, that is the freedom we have in the university. University, you are not going to hear HOD bow. No, HOD bowing. HOD babering. There is nothing like HOD bow in the university. That is another chance, another freedom we have in the university. OSHS HOD bow. No, be a film. No, there is nothing like that in the university. There is nothing like no scaling. The headmaster will come and give an no scaling. Yesterday we caught people scaling. There is nothing like no scaling in the university. Go out. Feel free. Go and come in anytime you want. Just be careful you don't die when you go out. Just be careful you don't meet any calamity out there. That is all. You can go anywhere you want. That is the joy of university. Mr. Freshman, but I'm helping you to know that yes, indeed, there are real freedoms in the university. Be debunking, no debunking. No debunking. You can leave your hair to the highest of what you can do. Yes, just jarikusu and phobia. Take forest on your hair, no problem. So no, we don't want any skinny trouble. Just scissors. Now teachers the scissors they go around now skinny no, there is nothing like that in the university. No food should leave the hall. No food should leave the hall. No, there is nothing like no food should leave the hall in the university. Now you've been forced to go to the dining hall to eat. You say no food should leave the hall. And also it is only in our SHS. There's that freedom is in the university. No food should leave the hall. No, you don't hear. You can eat even on your bed. Now so that's why your own it's a war. That is what tells you that wisdom is not sold in the university. Wisdom is not taught in the university. It is only knowledge that is being given. Whether you apply it or not, and on our people, you can look at you and say, it is true, you've been to the university. Then so sabi, where Jimmy sabi, where Jimmy? Yes. So all these laws, all these running and the ways no. These things are not found in the university. And that is what makes you feel free. That is the freedom, the joy of university education. Embrano, the way university pay any learn hard. Learn hard, pay any SHS away university. If you learn hard, and one any problem. Any problem. That is the only SHS away university. Learn hard and pay. Or four. And that is why I'm telling you, say, Mr. Freshman, if you listen to me very well, I told you that the reason why you would meet those advisory board even in the house before you get to the university is about the dangers of university education. Out of four, There is an adage in our local language say, "Atiye emarefie." Yes, to my fresh students, be careful about these aspects we are going to talk about. Atiye emarefie, it is a great adage in our local language. And the meaning is that when you begin to live a comfortable life, when you begin to feel free at wherever you find yourself, you forget about the most valuable things in your life. You forget about who brought you where you are. You forget about who told you what not to do at the place he brought you. Yes, that is it. That is the meaning of the adage. So, because of all these freedoms, I can want even dresses your parents do not buy for you. Your parents will query you for putting them on. Until now, make us say some fresh students are dressing indecently. Papa yourself up or coffee untimi nhyɛ address na waba school na ne more set tie nie kyerɛ class mpo no bɛkɔ mpo a n'anim or spend 30 minutes na ɔde twi n'anim ebesi na ɔnyɛ late. He can't do that in the house. He can't do that in the house. But then, university, obey because of the freedom at Marefie. So because of all these freedoms around, no, now the advisory board, we boost your pennies, just within a week. A month, you've forgotten about the family you came from. You've forgotten about your village. You've forgotten that in your family, a lot of people made it to the university. They never came home in that sound mind and sound nature as they went. You've forgotten about it. And that same thing they did at the university, which were reported say, this is what your other brother did. You are repeating the same. Mr. Freshman, be careful of the things you are doing in the university. University as and so look at the life you are living. This has happened to some continuing students. And year 2 for Sano. That is why we are having this sermon, because we went to the university with a lot of people and they couldn't graduate with us. Your seniors, your junior, your senior brothers, your senior sisters went to the universities with a lot of people, and even them, they couldn't graduate. A lot of their friends, they keep advising you, be careful, be careful, be careful. And so one said, we are advising you so that you take note. You know how to live in that new environment where you are now. Nanso no arehosam ne say futuo we no ensachira nipa na mu agisenso he. So as we are talking, there are a lot of people who are going to take this, listen to this audio again and put them into practice, tell their friends, advise people upon it. But then there are still a larger number of people. Yes, because they think they're on top of the world, because they think they've got to a new environment, therefore they can do whatever they want. Remember that even a student will face judgment. So one shanyama ye can ye now kobobra boni bi na sebe atem woneba and answer who you're gonna face judgment. Yes, you can't escape judgment. Nyankopon ka say o de student person students in count. No, it is not so. Be careful. You are a Christian student. Live your life as a Christian and not just as any ordinary person. Beloved, the dangers of university are real. And one of the dangers of university I would like to share with you is about our friends. Beware of your friends. Beware of your friends. There are a lot of friends who are just there to parasite upon us without we gaining anything. There are some friends who they are mutualistics. So as they gain help from you, they try to help you as well. So you share everything. There are friends like that. There are a lot of friends who are commensalists. They are commensalists. They would like to benefit, but then they will not harm you. So they will benefit from you, but then they would like to cause no harm. Yes, there are a lot of friends like that. There are a lot of friends who are also amensals. Yes, there are friends like that. So in that friendship, one is harmed and the other is not affected. So beware of your friends. There are a whole lot of friends out there. The friend you choose, you will be accountable for yourself about it. Whatever happens, you are the cause. Because amongst all these about 2 billion people in the school, you chose that fellow as your friend. Friendship is not by force. Look at a friend that can help you. Look at friends that are so God-fearing. friend na osuro nyankopon ese ono ankasa ne ho na fa na ndamfo Christo nipa, then you go and take a womanizer as a friend. Then a person very soon you will be following that. You will even lead that gang. Christo nipa na on for 4 nipa no monza. Oko to say Christo ni etene na for na for na share. We am show not one. Just one day you are so strong. Be careful. Be careful. It is about time you join them. You join them and do better than them. Be careful. Be careful about your friends. A lot of people failed in this course of life because of their friends. A lot of people went to the university, they couldn't graduate. A lot of people went to the university, they got pregnant and they were sacked. Even today, things have changed. You can go there, get pregnant and still be there. Yes, that is it. But be careful. Be careful because you can die in the process. Beware of your friends. You have heard that adage that namfunti and abuakoto when yeti. Beloved. Because of friends, the crab lost his head. Or niti, oh yeah, the niti koe, simple cry. So be careful about your friends. If it's happening to Mr. Crab, it can happen to you. Mr. Fresh Student, Madam Fresh Lady, be careful about your friends. Each of us went there. Each of you went there alone. Maybe you went with your siblings. That is fine. But then, what I want to say is that most of us went there alone and you would come alone. Oh, after 4 years, so maybe you know about fee. There you will see the reality of university education. There you will see the reality, the importance of what you are talking about. Be careful about your friends. Choose your friends wisely. Your friends can harm you, so be wise. There are friends who would come in disguise, so be wise. There are wolves, but they will come in sheep clothing. Be wise. The one your friends will mislead you. Your friends have misled a lot of people. A lot of people have been misled by their friends. And when you call them for them to give their side of the story, you will marvel. You will think seriously now. And that is exactly what we are telling you. We have seen some before, we have heard some before, and that was exactly what your parents were doing in the house when they were advising you. Because they have seen, they have heard, that is why they were advising you. Beloved, take this thing serious. Whatever advice your parents gave to you, Mr. Freshman, don't forget. Don't forget. Because in Penifo say, dear opening Sanasia, Obehono, you will not see them. Yes. They are experienced in life, and that is why they were able to advise us. Be careful, Madam Fresh Student. Be careful. You have to be someone who can come out after these 4 years, after these 7 years, and be proud of yourself. You heard when we were mentioning the products and the importance of the university. University, why? You have to be wise. You have to gain knowledge. You have to distinguish yourself. You have to be better than your colleagues. Invest now still your life, your attitude, your behavior, everything from head to toe is still like your friends you left down here. Yeah, then you have a big problem. You have a problem, Ankasa. 4 years no, after 4 years, he is a master. On also training crofo. Now we are the work university so kosua de aboka just school fees abodin na so wan sua hwe na wan sesa hwe obrabom dia na se wa wofo abregu amoma bregu yes amoma bregu. Mr. Fresh Student, don't let your parents suffer in vain. Some of us, our backgrounds are so poor that our parents are struggling, they are toiling. As you are there, your siblings, they have to quit. They have to quit. Into my jai etifie because of you. I nyina hwe obra pani uko school aba abenya adwuma ya bebo mo na obra wo bo invest ho ne dia hweniye pa hweniye enkrofo nanu ye a uko enkrofo de on ho abo mo a mutimi pie kochi echi a wo fi mpa ontimi nchi na ochi hwe sister intare enne onamfo ali diu na otimi se uko ye ndi 1 month mpo hwe omore o de po hefa hweniama akwa toto niama cheze niama odi fie ba nyina wo pia de si aside emema na odi esi woni so. Be careful about your friends. You were not like that. You know you to be a Christian, a good Christian sister. Look at the way you are living. Be careful. We know you to be a good Christian brother. And Nadia, invest in tea. Just say, no. As one who invest in be a lot of people are Kobe. And so be careful. Because you are a Christian before you are a student. Be careful. There are a lot of opportunities I'll bet me explore university on. So stop those things and sit, learn and explore. Explore, learn, and come out well to help your family. We are waiting for the person you were fooling with. obeko private university, ube back fee, you come back home to wait, oba bedo until ye di bibia hwe ni ye na oyorenfo ba ye nyina animo ye nyina anim orenfo ba te say look at the things you are doing in your university. Just say wako university ama o hwe obi dressing ni obi ntare same ni change say that hey students ni change say tie nie ni lecture mpomfa bi nto ni pomuda. Be careful. Oyorenfo ba menyo ho te say wako ye adwuma wo boase mind Spain. Oyorenfo ba bo bra te say oyorenfo ba efutu a yedi tuwo hwempanifo a chew tena sesa na dwona a wo ba bekọ no ene wo kasa aye ene wato ni nyina agu. Be careful. Beware of your friends. Beware of your friends. Now, if you don't take care, you go back home. You go back home. Obeko fie na onipa ko one ono otwetwe nkom no ono de obetene yese otene mame business ano. Otene mame business ano. Some people are just there to gain certificates. And found they say onya first class and answer upper and answer pass and then onya certificate nikeke or the kwa brichu or the go outside to study again. Onya certificates nikeke just to go and to be the manager at a bigger supermarket in a big city. Now where one yadia ukotana supermarket be ano koko na no anase banchifu na no. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful about the things the people you are working with. Be careful. Let your friends be your books. Let your friends be Christians. Even Christians, your Christians they are wolves, but they come in sheep clothing. I told you that before. Bible na boy koko say hweni yie pa. Ma within that honum. Beloved, considering the passage in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse number 33, it says that do not be deceived. Evil company corrupts good manners. So you Traona ka se meni omo nante keke ena meni omo nam keke me di omo ye ne de menye be there. One day you're going to try it. Just one day you are going to try it. You keep working with the smokers. You keep working with the people who are into prostitution. You keep working with the people who sell themselves, who are involved in sex trade, and one day you're going to try it. One day they are going to lure you into it. And you would be a chief. You would be a master of the game. Beloved, beware of your friends. Beware of your friends. You are now a good smoker. So ye can now the sana menam keke and ne ultimate trade 2 rows no aboni na within the shortest possible time. Even these people who were into it before you came, you are the leader now. You are now an active betting agent. I just said that one betting company, one betting no necessarily no malaria biabo. Hey, be careful with your friends. That is how far some people have been taken away by their friends. Namfu ntio. Enti ne se treme oyonko na menche usuban. Yes. Treme oyonko na me usuban because the exact thing your friends do, no, it is very possible that you would be doing same, similar, or even better than them. Beloved, even in your SHS, Anna was cramponi hono. Now umpie, Madam Fresher, Mr. Fresher, SHS are now will be anyone just opens that now umpie. Today you are in the university and look at the things you do. As late as 12, now fit town now uba. Just one now numke etia, una nima doom, una nima safo, una nim sofo line. Now fi ono mo okoye den. As late as 1 now fi Medina now uba. Now fi Lorry Station ono now uba. Seth K okoye den as late as that time. Beloved, be careful. Be careful. You may contract a disease and be dropped out of school. Be careful with your friends. If you crowd, kaiwachi, if you cry. So be careful. Be careful with the things you do. We are in for back. One year you go back to it. And I make a choice. Be careful with your friends. You were a virgin before entering the university. And I'm saying, now you're virgin. Virgin sister, virgin brother, and I'm saying, a man in mema on your madano, and ya decatwa, yentimin kind. You are less than a month in the university. And so, a mema on your madane, on one bula and eswa before Macano, and ya decatwa. Be careful. On namfu tia. Kenya damfu be akofana and call him Sadi winner. You get friends who would actually pay you. Say, oh, come, I would pay you. Just go and sleep with me. Just go and escort me here. Kakra. If you are greedy, if you are a covetous person, oh, very soon you will be the leader. Very soon you will be swimming in that thing. You can't, you know. Debi, and I'll be home. We will say yes. Ne can nyansa wo mu inti fabi na fa bo bra. Fresh students. Mr. Fresher, Madam Fresher, hweniye. It is only 4 years na be few. Na ye two for say na se wenti a mpanimfo say ukọ antiade. Ene otimi ka say church crampo e nonsense. Just say Sunday nimpo no na na baby. E ho na wo say yes. Opie ko out e ko no mo nzane oje club ne star ne ade na e de Sunday star ne de. Na o di two ho. So otimi no kama. Be careful. And then Asare and Kwasasem. Just one wako university ama. Wahu ya tse wadi ama. Wajuma BSc obia. Wajuma BSc o parents o modoba yasi. Inti Asare and Kwasasem. Be careful. Be careful. And then they make canesa men father for university amen father for. Mpenifo say yonko obi sionia. So sunya di o first Samuel. David ni Jonathan mayonko fano. Oh, come on, FSA. The love they said. Odopa, we and how be, we and lady be enko we bonny, we ye bonny away betiano. That is the kind of friends we encourage you to have. Friends who fear the Lord, friends who have reverence for the Lord, who respect their parents, who respect people around, friends who are serious, hardworking, and want to learn and progress. I don't even hear can. So phobia is you would see improvement in your life. Nemono, if you go otherwise, there one kasa etojewa. Just as you came alone, medical culture says it is only 4 years. You will go back. You shall leave. If you actually want to become that person you told yourself you want to become, then kindly stay focused, Mr. Fresher. Show me nama when in that school now or as I say, easy. If you don't take care, some little thing will drift you. It will take you out of concentration. You would forget about what you were told. You to a foot anymore. You be feeling na. Now if you want kasankasa why you want kasankasa open the ombeto. Number 4, you. I've told you before. Say if you make a mistake in just selecting a friend who can help you, then it's your own cup of tea. Because there are more than a million people on campus. Just making a friend, select 1 or 2 for your friends. And that's how make you wrong selection. Yeah. And then I told you, if you can't select your friends, then I'm sorry. Be careful. That's why if someone forcefully befriends you, by force, just say by force friendship. Just say, no, be careful. If that person won't help you, it is not always Nasa people, no. They are not helping. They are not God fearing or those things. Some of them, no. They forcefully want to be your friend just because they want to help you in a positive way. Some too, they want to kill your vision. Some are vision killers. Actually, they want to kill your vision. So be careful. Obi forcing a home by you down for Nasa or Nasa Yamisroni Nimu. On your serious wabrabum on Padisuya. Quit that friendship. Cannot cut that person off. That person wants to leave because of forcing on by. So one cutting offer, brother, you would be in hot. Select friends who fear God. What Abraham Papa be on person university or Macono. Madam Fresher, you. Now when him nan crophone be NTA, footway in a bim NTA, amen ne. My shares here at the university of Mokoina. And now show more. They are no more like the way they went. Or for just these 4 years now, they have been transformed in a negative direction into year 2 for Sheniye. Now you are not the only person to attend university. A lot of people are no masaba into Sheniye. If you really want to go somewhere, then take this serious. Not sure, bro, but not for who so young coupons will be a one. Now one Sheniye, Uhuni. A footway the area bow. Then so be fadia ye Juma. That is how come we can know say you are wise or you are not wise. Or for a footwood the area ba. Now I said them penny for kind. I'm say footwood such nipa nemono. I just say and sorry. So be careful and listen to this piece of advice. Implement it. Share it to your friends. And by God's grace, when you are able to implement them, we believe that at the end of the 4 years, you would be grateful unto God. And you would be so much happy that yes, indeed, you have been able to take this course successfully. You would become, like we said, the importance and the products of university education. You would become the person you wanted to become. And we know that God will be with you through this course. If you are not a Christian, we admonish you to find any church of Christ around you, especially once you are on campus. Contact the campus church of Christ. and they would help you to get baptism after you have heard the word, after you have believed, after you have repented of your evil ways, after you have confessed Jesus Christ. They would help you to be baptized. We encourage you to live righteously and faithfully unto God, and in the end, you would be rewarded. May God be with you and strengthen you so that in the end, you would become who you wanted to become. God bless you and congratulations once again. This is Spotlight on the Word. Bye bye.